The next day, when Midoriya arrived at UA, he found the entrance was surrounded by the press and the paparazzi, one of whom ran up to him. "Hey you, can you tell us what it's like to work so closely with All Might?" I'm sorry, I have to get going to class. Yeah, right away." Midoriya left, passing the UA gate where the press couldn't follow.
"Why did you run from them?"
"I just got a bit nervous, that's all." After Midoriya left, the press kept asking questions to students as they arrived, until Aizawa came out. "Can you please get All Might for us? Also, you look like you need some sleep." "All Might is not on campus today. Now leave. You've disturbed my students enough already." Aizawa walked back inside as the press protested. Later in Class 1A, Aizawa was giving his students his evaluations. "Decent work on yesterday's combat training, you guys. I saw the video feeds and went over each of your team's results. So let's get down to business. Our first task will decide your future." The whole class got nervous, wondering if it was another quirk test. "You all need to pick a class representative." After some deliberation, the class ended up deciding on a system to vote the class representative. Midoriya ended up with the most votes, having 3. So he became the class representative, and Yaoyorozu was the vice representative, having gotten 2 votes. After class, Midoriya went with Ida and Uraraka to eat lunch. Uraraka seemed a little uncomfortable. It's always so crowded in here." "That's probably because the students from the Hero, Support, and General Studies share the same cafeteria," Ida replied. "Guys, I'm not sure about the class rep thing. I'm not sure I'm qualified." An uncertain Midoriya spoke up.
"You are great for the job. Don't worry about it."
"Sure you are," Uraraka cheered.
"See, even the girl agrees with me."
"Don't worry. In battle, you had a lot of courage and thought very quickly. You have the attributes a great leader needs. That's why I voted for you, at least," Ida said confidently. "You did what?" Midoriya was surprised. Uraraka offered a question. "Wait, Ida, didn't you want to be rep really badly? I mean, you do look the part, because of the glasses." Ida responded. "Wanting a job and being suited for one are 2 completely different things. Observing the Ida family agency has taught me that." "Agency? What are you talking about? What does your family do?" It's nothing." "You know, I've been wondering something about you. Admit it, Ida, you're filthy rich." I was afraid people would treat me differently if they knew about my family." Midoriya and Uraraka glared at Ida. "You see, the Idas have been pro-heroes for generations. It's in our blood."
That's
awesome! "Are either of you familiar with the turbo hero Ingenium?"
"Is he the first one?"
"Yes, he is. I know all about him. He's a super popular pro with 65 sidekicks working alongside him at his Tokyo agency. Don't tell me." "He's my older brother." "Wow, Ida, your family's famous," Uraraka said with a bright smile on her face. Midoriya was stunned. "I can't believe it." "Ingenium is an unmatched commander who honors the hero code, and I strive to be just like him." The 3 of them continued talking for about a minute or 2 when an alarm sounded. "Warning! Warning! Level 3 security breach. Please exit the building in an orderly fashion." Ida looked around as students began exiting the cafeteria. "What's a level 3 security breach?" A third-year student ran by them and answered. "It means that somebody has managed to get past the school's barriers. This hasn't happened in my 3 years here. We should get going." Uraraka, Midoriya, and Ida rushed to the exit, but a huge crowd had formed, and they were caught in it. Midoriya and Ida were pushed against the window, seeing the press outside. "Uraraka, make me float!" Ida commanded. Uraraka tried to, but couldn't reach him.
"This is uncomfortable."
"Yes, it is." A black goop started appearing on Midoriya's legs, and he jumped with some of the Venom suit, manifesting on his arms. Midoriya ran to the roof towards the exit.
"Should probably warn them about press outside."
Hey, everybody, listen to me! There is nothing to worry about. It's just the press. They somehow managed to make it onto school grounds. There's nothing to worry about. And with that announcement, the students began to calm down. Look, the police are here! The incident was taken care of, and later on, the students returned to class. The next day, All Might was running late on his way to school because he was constantly fighting villains on the way. In Class 1A, however, today's training will be a little different. You'll have 3 instructors. Me, All Might, and another faculty member who will be keeping tabs on you, Aizawa announced to the class. Sero raised his hand. Sir, what kind of training is this? Aizawa grabbed a small sign on his desk that read, Rescue. Rescue. We'll be dealing with natural disasters, shipwrecks, stuff like that. This made the class excited. Everyone, I'm not finished yet. What you wear in this exercise is up to you. I know you are excited about costumes, but keep in mind that you haven't gotten used to them yet, and they might limit your abilities. This special training is an off-campus facility, so we'll be taking a bus to get there. That's all. Start getting ready. Midoriya thought to himself, rescue training? One step closer to being the kind of hero I want to be.
That sounds kind of boring, though.
Unintentionally, Midoriya spoke out. It's gonna be fun, you'll see. Sero was curious. Who are you talking to, Midoriya? To myself, I guess. Just trying to pump myself up. Weirdo, Mineta said. On the way to the facility, students had a small interaction on the bus. Everyone discussed their quirks, and Bakugo was made fun of because of his attitude. Aizawa, who drove the bus, spoke up as they got close to the facility. Hey, we're here, so stop messing around. And soon the students got off the bus and saw the facility was the USJ. Soon a figure dressed as an astronaut appeared. Hello, everyone. I've been waiting for you. Midoriya was awestruck. It's the space hero, 13, the chivalrous pro who has rescued a ton of people from disasters across the world.
Has she actually been to space?
No. Uraraka was giddy. 13 is one of my favorite heroes. 13 happily held their hands out. I can't wait to show you inside. Everyone walked into the building and were amazed at what they saw. Kirishima was in awe. Holy crap! It looks like some kind of amusement park. 13 pointed out the various disasters. A shipwreck, a landslide, a fire, a windstorm, everything. I created this training facility to prepare you to deal with different types of disasters. I call it the Unforeseen Simulation Joint. But you can call it USJ. Hey, shouldn't All Might be here already? Let me guess. He booked an interview instead. Aizawa said annoyingly. 13 raised 3 of her fingers and summoned Aizawa over to her.
That seems suspicious.
What does? Venom slipped a small tendril through the floor to eavesdrop on the conversation. 13 was whispering to Aizawa. Actually, it's something else apparently. He did too much hero work on the way to school this morning and used up all his power. He's resting in the teacher's lounge.
I knew something was up,
Venom thought. So, something was wrong with All Might? Venom then retracted the tendril. Aizawa walked back to the students. Clock's ticking. Excellent! Before we begin, let me say one thing. Well, maybe 2 things, possibly 3, 4, or 5, 13 said excitedly. The class all responded with, we get it! 13 then explained their quirk and what the students needed to do to get a grip on their quirks in order not to kill anyone. Right, now that that's over, Aizawa said before he pointed to the center of the USJ. Suddenly, a stream of electricity began going through the building, deactivating the lights. In the center plaza, a portal appeared, and a man covered in hands stepped out. Aizawa readied himself. Stay together and don't move. 13, protect the students. Soon, the portal in the middle of the building began getting bigger. Kirishima spoke up. Whoa, what the hell is that thing?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Suddenly, a tall, hulking figure that was covered in a gray and black goop, possibly a symbiote, stepped out of the portal, followed by a bunch of different villains. Kirishima asked the teachers, "Has the training started already? I thought we were rescuing people." Midoriya's mask formed around his face, completing the suit. Aizawa shouted, "Stay back," as he put his goggles on. "This is real. Those are villains." The class became a bit frightened. In the center plaza, the portal finished teleporting everyone in and manifested itself into a humanoid shape.
The only real heroes I see are 13 and Eraserhead. Perplexing, according to the schedule re-retrieved from UA. All Might was going to be here as well.
So, you scumbags used the press as a cover-up and snuck onto campus. Kirishima and Yaoyorozu had their own questions. How could so many of them get onto a UA facility this secure? Yeah, 13, why aren't the alarms going off? 13 pondered this. Good question. Venom had an answer.
They are using jammers.
Midoriya relayed this thought. They're probably jamming outgoing signals and disabled the alarms. Todoroki popped in. It must be one of their quirks. They carefully chose this isolated facility as an entry point at a time when class was being taught. They are fools for trespassing here. But they thought this out, whatever their plan. They must have a concrete objective in mind. But what is it? Aizawa began walking towards the stairs. 13. Get them out of here and alert the main campus as soon as you can, since they're blocking us. Kaminari, try using your quirk to contact the school. Yes, sir, the electric blonde said. Midoriya was cautious and questioning Aizawa's plan. What are you gonna do? You can't fight them on your own. There's too many of them even if you can nullify their quirks. Your fighting style is not suited for this. Your power works best in stealth and one-on-one fighting. At least let us help. Aizawa stood his ground. No, you get out of here. And as for me, you can't be a pro if you only have one trick. I'll leave it to you, 13. Get them to safety. With that, Aizawa jumped in to attack the villains. He nullified their quirks and took them down one by one at a time. Midoriya looked on as Aizawa fought. Guess I underestimated him. He's holding his own pretty well.
Need to leave Midoriya. Danger.
Right. The students made their way to exit, but soon a portal opened, and Kurogiri appeared.
There is no escape. It's a pleasure to meet you. We are the League of Villains. I know it's impolite, but we decided to invite ourselves into this heaven of justice to say hello. And besides, isn't this a fitting place for All Might, the symbol of peace, to take his last breath? I believe he was supposed to be here today, yet I see no sign of him. There must have been some sort of change of plans that we couldn't have foreseen. Well, in the end, I suppose it doesn't matter. I still have a role to play.
As Kurogiri monologued, 13 prepared to use her quirk. Midoriya jumped into the air, shooting his pistol at Kurogiri, firing 4 shots of rubber bullets. Kurogiri opened a portal, and they hit Midoriya in the back, being caught by Venom, so Midoriya wasn't hurt. 13 was ready and was about to shoot her black hole, but after seeing Midoriya get shot, Bakugo got mad, and he and Kirishima jumped in to attack Kurogiri, blocking 13's attack. Bakugo created an explosion that itself created a pretty big smokescreen. Did you really think we were gonna stand around and let you tear this place to shreds? Kirishima said.
You live by your school's reputation. But you should be more careful, children. Otherwise, someone might get hurt. My compatriots will take care of you.
Kurogiri said ominously as he made a portal that swallowed all the students, which left half the class scattered throughout the UA facility.